Lea Michele is facing backlash from both former co-stars and fans about her racist and discriminating tendencies. The backlash has gotten so loud that Lea has broken her silence. Hey you guys, it's Susan Moorad here with Clevver News, keeping you up to speed on the accusations revolving around Lea Michele after she responded to the death of George Floyd on Twitter. Following Lea's Friday tweet in which she wrote, "George Floyd did not deserve this. This was not an isolated incident and it must end. Hashtag Black Lives Matter." Her former co-star Samantha Ware called Lea out by calling her a hypocrite after the way she treated her while on the set of their show Glee. In Samantha's tweet, she said, "LMAO, remember when you made my first television gig a living hell? Cause I'll never forget. I believe you told everyone that if you had the opportunity, you would my wig, amongst other traumatic microaggressions. That made me question a career in Hollywood." This was one of Samantha's first roles in Hollywood, but even then, other former co-stars of Lea who played Rachel Barry on the show were also inspired to speak out and expose her for her abusive tendencies. Davia Snell, who appeared in the series back in 2014, also took to Twitter writing, "Girl, you wouldn't let me sit at the table with the other cast members because I didn't belong there. You, Lea." And when someone replied asking if he was really supposed to be at that table, he responded in saying, "Who the F is entitled? I sat with the main cast like a normal person. Darren Criss even wanted me to sit with everyone and feel comfortable. Please, shut the F up." Jonte Godlock also responded to Samantha's tweet with a story of her own saying, "Did someone say cockroaches? Because that's what she used to refer to the background as on the set of Glee. But we grow up and we don't stay background forever. So..." Someone else tweeted back at Jonte saying, "Remember the time she asked her makeup lady why a background guy was standing so close to her? Mind you, he was still at least like 6 feet away from her." To which she replied, "Yo, I remember that." Linux the robot even shared a memory of Lea writing, quote, "In LA in 2014, I made money by being an extra on Glee, and Lea Michele was a tyrant. She screamed at staff and once randomly had an extra fired, only to find out it was Barbra Streisand's niece, and then quickly asked for her back on set to get in touch with her aunt." Linux also followed up with this tweet adding, "When we filmed this scene, the entire crew was so happy. Finally got to watch her get hit by eggs for 7 hours of filming over and over and over again." Even some of Lea's other famous co-stars from her Scream Queens days have made their stances and unfollowed her as the accusations keep rolling in. Fans were quick to point out that both Ariana Grande and Keke Palmer have hit that unfollow button soon after their peers began to speak out. And it didn't take long for the first of possibly many brands to pull out of working with Lea after fans began to suggest they should cut ties with her. HelloFresh, a company that works with Lea, was tagged in a post by a user suggesting that they should no longer work with her. In response, HelloFresh tweeted, quote, "HelloFresh does not condone racism nor discrimination of any kind. We are disheartened and disappointed to learn of the recent claims concerning Lea Michele. We take this very seriously and have ended our partnership with Lea Michele effective immediately." HelloFresh was the first to say goodbye just soon after Lea shared a sponsored post of their products back on May the 20th. And this, and potentially all the continued online backlash, seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back, because Lea Michele finally broke her silence on her past discriminatory ways. Lea took to Instagram Wednesday morning to address the claims against her. In a lengthy post, she wrote, "Need to take the time to listen and learn about other people's perspectives and any role we have played or anything we can do to help address the injustices they face. When I tweeted the other day, it was meant to be a show of support for our friends and neighbors and communities of color during this really difficult time. But the responses I received to what I posted have made me also focus specifically on how my own behavior towards fellow cast members was perceived by them." She continued on saying, quote, "While I don't specifically remember ever making this specific statement, and I have never judged others by their background or color of their skin, that's not really the point. What matters is that I clearly acted in ways which hurt other people." You may recall this incident isn't the first time Lea has made enemies in Hollywood and showed off her reported diva-like tendencies. Back in 2011, Haley Steinfeld opened up to J14 magazines about how Lea made her cry after meeting her for the first time. And then back in 2016, while Naya Rivera, who played Santana on Glee, was promoting her memoir, Sorry Not Sorry, Dreams, Mistakes and Growing Up, she addressed what it was like working with Lea. She said, "One of the Glee writers once said that Lea and I were like two sides of the same battery, and that about sums us up. We are both strong-willed and competitive, not just with each other, but with everyone. And that's not a good mixture. As the show progressed, though, that friendship started to break down, especially as Santana moved from a background character to one with bigger plot lines and more screen time. I think Lea didn't like sharing the spotlight." That is quite a lot of people speaking up about Lea's past discriminatory behaviour and treatment of others. Time will tell if her Instagram post is enough to get her back in the good graces of fans, her former co-stars, and Hollywood. With all this being said, we here at Clevver also want to make sure we've made our stance very clear. We stand against the injustices suffered by members of the black community, and we stand with George Floyd and every other black person who has tragically lost their lives due to the colour of their skin and police brutality. We've linked some resources and places to donate in the description box below as we continue to cover these important stories and have these conversations. Please share all of your thoughts on this right here in the comment section below, and to hear which celebrities are speaking out and demanding justice for George Floyd, click right over here for another Clevver video. I'm your host, Susan Morad. I hope you're staying safe and active, and I'll catch you later. Bye guys.